What is up, YouTube? So, today I'm heading over to Powerhouse Gym to go train some chest. If you've been watching the past few chest and back day videos, Powerhouse has been the gym of choice for those specific days. And that's just because of the equipment that they have for that muscle group. They have a ton of row machines, which makes it great for back, and they have a ton of chest press machines, which is great for chest. So, that's part of the reason why I am going there today. Just in general, Powerhouse is a great gym. I've only been to one location, but I've heard nothing but good things about all the locations. It's just a great environment, and they have a real nice amount of equipment. When I pick a gym, I feel like environment is like the environment that they give off is the main, like, I guess the main point for me. So if they have a good environment, that's already like a good check in my opinion. But the quantity of equipment is also very important. I don't want to go at a busy hour and then have to wait like 20 minutes for a certain piece of equipment. So, quantity and environment are probably the two main points in a gym choice for me, and Powerhouse really does a great job for both of those. I feel like all my gyms do. I mean, the environment in Planet Fitness, it's Planet Fitness. It is what it is. A lot of people have mixed opinions about it, but in the end of the day, weights are weights. I explained this in the video yesterday for legs. Weights are weights. Anything that with a bar and added weight is gonna contribute to growth. It's all about the intensity that you put. Excuse me. It's all about the intensity that you put into a given movement, and it's all about the intensity that um, reciprocates in the results that you have. So if you're not, you could have the best equipment in the world, but just because it's the best equipment in the world, if you don't go intense on it and you're just kind of aimlessly doing your shit, you're not going to progress. You could have the shittiest equipment in the world and go fucking berserk on every single movement, and you will progress. So it's not about the equipment; it's all about the work that you put into it. So with all that being aside, I'm really excited to go to Powerhouse tonight. So to start with chest, probably gonna do some sort of incline press, where it's dumbbell or barbell. We'll find out. After the incline press, I'll probably move over into a flat press, just kind of switch it up a little bit. Maybe even flat barbell in the middle of the workout because I did that last chest day and it felt really really nice. So we'll see about that. And basically, how I gauge my chest workouts are 3 to 4 presses in a row, and then I finish off with a few sets of flies to failure at the end. So, if the whole chest workout is comprised of like 12 to 15 total sets, it'll probably be about 10 sets pressing, 5 sets for flies. Um, so, yeah. I probably don't talk about this enough, but warm-ups, I kind of just started talking about it in the last leg day video. I showed you a bit of the leg day warm-ups, but for chest, warm-ups I do, I go over to the cable stack and just do some rotator cuff work, as well as I warm up my forearms and triceps. Again, when I go into a pressing movement, I'm going to obviously go heavy on it, especially with it being the first movement. I want to make sure all those little stabilizing muscles are warmed up as well, not just my chest. So I highly suggest, warming up your rotator cuff, warming up your triceps, as well as your forearms too. I mean, that's what's really holding the weight, stabilizing the weight in your hands. So you'd obviously want that to feel good. And I could confidently say that every time I warmed up my forearms, my chest workouts, or even my shoulder workouts through military press, have felt a lot better, just to feeling a little bit more stable. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much how I start my workout, with some warm ups like that, and then I'll jump into the first press. Um, I feel like whether you start with incline press or flat press, I feel like a lot of people have an overdeveloped mid chest, or not really necessarily overdeveloped, but maybe a lacking upper chest. So it is pretty smart to start with an incline movement, but starting with flat every once in a while isn't a big deal as well. As long as you're like working your weak points more than your strong points, that's what you'd really want to do. Typically, you'd want to start with your weak points just to give them the most attention at the start of the workout, but even with my chest being a lacking point and my mid chest being stronger, I could still start with flat, and that would still contribute to some really nice chest growth. But yeah, with all that being said, I'll probably do some incline hammer strength today. I know I was talking about that in the last chest day, and I ended up not doing it because it was a Monday, and that was a very popular machine, so I didn't really feel like waiting for it. But again, when you're in the gym, that's a big thing. You kind of have to just roll with what you got in a sense. You know, you don't want to really stop your workout for too long and like do a specific movement. You want to be a little flexible with your workout choices because, again, in the end of the day, bodybuilding is all about the pump, and you don't want to lose the pump. You want to keep adding to it. So by taking a 10-minute rest, that can definitely damage your pump, to say the least. So make intuitive decisions on machines that you do. Don't just do a machine because it says, oh, it works your chest. Like, think about where it's being put into your workout as well. You know, if like you want to start with a heavy press, you might not want to go crazy on flies to failure. You might want to do them as a warm-up, but don't take them all the way to failure. Maybe do that towards the end. Because in my opinion, I feel like you'd get more growth from a heavy press first than some heavy flies first. That's just my opinion, I guess. But with all that being said, I'm pulling up on the gym pretty soon, and I'll catch you all for the first work set of chest.
All right, what's going on, everybody? So I'm starting off with incline hammer strength today. When I got to the gym, all the dumbbell benches were being used as well as all the Smith machines. So instead of just waiting around, I hopped on the incline hammer strength, and it honestly felt really, really nice to start with. I'd confidently say for the past few years, I've been starting with a compound like incline barbell or incline dumbbell or flat barbell. So it was kind of a nice switch to start with a machine press rather than going into some like free weights. As you can see here, I'm still getting pushed a few reps past failure. My friend's just helping me lock out the rep. Again, your strength is going to be a lot stronger at the start of the movement, but it's towards the end, like the lockout, that gets pretty hard. So I still want to lock it out and get a full chest contraction at the top, but it is hard to get there. So spot past failure is definitely like definitely a good thing. Even if I didn't have a spot, I would have still done partials just to really use up all the power that my chest had left. But now moving over into incline barbell on the Smith machine. I got 225 on the bar right here. Really trying to get a nice stretch at the bottom and getting a good squeeze at the top. Something I need to work on is not flaring my elbows as much. My shoulder did start to bother me during this workout, and I do talk about it more in the end of the workout, in like the post-workout talk. But again, I feel like a big thing that's going to help prevent shoulder pain for me is really keeping my elbows tucked and not having them flare out too much. So in the next few chest day videos, you will definitely see a change in form. But right here, I did as many reps as I could by myself. I believe I got about 7 or 8 reps. And then I had my friend spot me about 2-3 past failure. And now I'm just going to do a drop with 135. Just slow and controlled, really just finishing off that set. I won't even ask for a spot on these. I feel like getting a spot up to the top is very beneficial sometimes because you get that full chest contraction like I was saying earlier. But partials are still great. And the reason that they're great as well is just so that you can really just pump up the chest. Again, I made a balloon analogy the other day. Like when you're trying to pump up a muscle, it's pretty much like you're pumping up a balloon. You know, when you're trying to get as much air into that balloon as possible, you're just going to keep pumping it up with air. Same thing with the muscle. When you're trying to get a good pump, you got to just keep pumping it up with more and more blood. So again, getting a spot to the top is good to get that full contraction. But even if you don't have a spot, those partial reps are phenomenal as well. Just make sure that you're doing the partial reps without being too risky. You know, like I was on a Smith machine. There was a ton of little pins to kind of bail on the weight if I couldn't get it up to the top. But I would not suggest doing partials with a barbell unless it's a weight unless it's a weight that you're comfortable with kind of rolling off yourself or kind of like dumping the weight on the sides, or if you have a spotter to help you like fully re-rack it. So go past failure at your own risk. But I definitely suggest doing it. But again, you want to be safe. You don't want to get injured in the process. Same deal with the last set. I went up to 245. I believe I got like 1-2 reps by myself. And then I had my friend spot me to like 6. And in my head, 6 reps was a bit too low in volume. So I do a drop set here. Instead of dropping it to 135, I dropped it to 155. Again, same thing here. Just doing partials to really finish off the set. These felt super duper nice, getting a good stretch at the bottom and just pressing up as much as possible. I'm not purposefully not fully locking out the weight. I'm literally pushing it up as far as my chest can take it up. So yeah, that's what I think about with partials. Like on the first rep, you could probably throw the weight in the air. It's like it's your hands that are stopping it from really going further. But as you get more tired and more fatigued, that weight isn't being pushed with as much power. So I think of partials as not even really going past failure, because I think failure is when you physically can't do another rep, when you physically can't even do another partial. Your body doesn't know what a full rep is. Like, I mean, technically we look at a rep and say, oh, that's a full rep. You locked out your arms. But in terms of your body and the muscle knowing how much it's doing, it's going to just keep pushing and pushing as much as it can until it can't push anymore. And that's what failure is. It's not what looks to be failure. It's what feels to be failure in that given muscle. Like, can it even push another inch? I hope that didn't sound confusing, but that's how I like to think of it. But now I'm moving over into this chest press machine. It's kind of like a fly press in a sense. Those handles start wider and they converge in. And it's almost like a half pec deck, half press. So this felt really, really nice. I got a really nice contraction on the center chest, which was really, really good. I did do dumbbell press after incline Smith machine, but I didn't record just due to there being a lot of people over there, and I didn't want to disrespect anyone's privacy. But that was the only other part of the workout that I did not film. But just to wrap up the chest day, I'm doing some low to high flies on this shoulder press machine, actually. But I am doing flies on them, like I said. I absolutely love this machine. Again, you could do low to high flies on a regular cable stack, but I wanted to sit down just so I could get a little bit more stability and really focus more on the chest rather than balancing. After I do as many as I can with both arms, I am doing a bit of a drop. I only show one side just so that the clip wasn't too long. But yeah, that's it for the chest day video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you back in the car. Peace out.
All right, so I just wrapped up my chest workout. I actually drove all the way home already. I forgot to freaking start the clip before, but it doesn't matter. Um, all in all, today was a great chest workout. All the presses felt phenomenal. The flies felt a little iffy today, but again, not everything's going to feel 100% every single day. When I was warming up, I was doing some rotator cuff stuff like I was talking about in the pre-workout talk. Um, Doing my regular warm-ups, everything felt fine. Then I went over to incline hammer strength, which felt freaking great to start with a machine press rather than a compound. That was a really nice switch up, and I'm probably going to do it again for next chest day next week. But while warming up, my rotator cuff kind of back here was starting to feel a little iffy. So again, nothing serious. I didn't feel too much pain. So again, when you feel pain in the workout, you have to gauge what level of pain is it. You know what I mean? So for me today, it was enough to really kind of just stay in my head and be cautious about, and I kind of just made good decisions going forward. Like if I was going to go heavier, I had to really say, is it a good decision to go heavy? Like I really don't want to fuck something up in my shoulder and then be out for months, so you got to think short term it sucks, but long term it's better. So again, depending on the grade that you give it, like feeling wise, uh, like if it's okay to keep going, but if it doesn't feel right at all, stop. It'll be way more worth it if you just stop. You want to stop it early on. You don't want it to progress. So for me, it was enough to just kind of keep going a bit. I definitely was cautious about it, like I said before, but all the pressing movements felt fine today, even with the rotator cuff feeling a little iffy. But it was the fly movements that felt a bit odd, so I didn't really go too heavy on them. I kind of just went light, really just focused on the chest. I really tried to just manually flex my pec as I was going up and really just trying to get the pump that way with more slowing controls rather than going a little bit heavier. I mean, typically on flies, I'll never go too heavy, but I definitely went lighter than I normally would have. All in all, great chest workout. Sorry about that. My phone's storage is full. But I was saying that all in all, the chest workout was great. After I started, I did some abs on the crunch machine. Just 5 sets of 20, just getting a good burn, and then that was about it. Again, abs are a muscle too. You got to train them just like you train any other muscle. Typically, on like any other, like a chest day, back day, I'll do like 10 to 15 sets. But abs, I train them more frequently, so I only do 5 sets. I'm not going to do 11 sets every single day. I guess I could. I can have like an ab day where I go like 11 sets, but I don't feel like I need to. I feel like I can just train them every other day, 5 sets each time, and then at the end of the week, that equates to about 15 total sets. So that makes sense in my head. So yeah, but now I got to go inside. I got 8 ounces of ground turkey that I got to cook with some rice and some spinach. And that'll be meal number 4. It's only 7:30 now. Well, actually, it's already 7:30, so I'm gonna be up pretty late. If I have 2 hours in between each meal, I'll be up until like 12 in the morning. But it is what it is. Uh, so yeah. But I got this new seasoning I'm pretty excited to try out. It's called honey chipotle barbecue something. I don't know. 0 calories though. It's just some sodium, zero sugar, zero carbs. So definitely fits into the meal plan. And yeah, I'll maybe excuse me, I'll maybe I can't speak. I'm sorry. I'll maybe record a full day of eating in the future if I like the seasoning. I'll definitely show it in there if you guys want to pick it up. But yeah, honestly, with dieting, if you're in it for the longevity of dieting, if you're not just doing it for like a 2 month little thing to like lose a little bit of weight, and you're in it for a long run, definitely find different seasonings, different sauces, because it is going to help 1,000 percent, honestly. Because I've been dieting now I've been with my coach for roughly 10 months now, and let me tell you, these same meals every single day, I mean, yeah, they change a little bit, but they get aggravating. In the end of the day, it's chicken and rice, so you got to find different ways to cook the chicken, different sauces to use, different seasonings to use. So in the end of the day, you got to find something like you got to find something to help make it work, and to say the least. If you really want it that bad, you'll make anything work. If I had to eat the same thing every single day, like no sauce, no seasoning at all, I would. But it definitely does make it a bit easier to switch it up in terms of the seasonings that you use. So again, if you're in it for the longevity and you're not just doing it for like a little like 2 month thing, definitely find different ways to cook the chicken, different seasonings and different sauces. In the end of the day, each region of the world has their version of chicken. Like in China, Chinese food here might be different than the chicken they actually have in China. But like, again, you got different sauces. You could buy 0 calorie, no carb, no sugar sesame sauce. You could put just regular low calorie tomato sauce to make it more like Italian, I guess you could say. You can put some like jerk chicken on, like you put some jerk, like to make jerk chicken, you just put like the seasoning on there. And I've made that before, just kind of play around with it. In the end of the day, chicken's chicken, but there's a million different ways to cook it. So, yeah, just maybe take some time to learn a few different ways. That way you're not really like killing yourself over the diet every single day. You got to make it work. So any way to make it work will definitely help. I'm definitely going to be starting a cooking series in the near future. So I'm going to be showing some new, well, not well, new to you guys, but unique ways to cook healthy foods. And you could definitely give them a shot if it looks good to you. So yeah, not only like healthy, tasty options, but ways to save a bit of money as well. So stay tuned for that. I'll probably be posting those videos sometime in the next couple weeks or so. So definitely stay tuned for those. But right now I got to get inside, and I'll see you tomorrow for either, I don't know if I was saying this before, but it might be a shoulder day, depending on how my shoulders feel. I'll see you tomorrow for shoulders. If not, I'll see you for back. Peace out.